If you enjoy listening to inspirational stories from people just like us, facing the fear and doing it anyway, then you're in the right place. My name is Claire Hill, and this is the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Hello, I'm back. Guess who's back? I'm back again. Claire's back. I am so sorry for not having any podcasts for like nearly not 6 months, but it's not far off. I do apologise. I really had this amazing idea that I would just literally take a month off to finish a massive commission that I had for a hotel in Switzerland. And then the Vivi Club took over my life, which I'm very happy about. But I didn't have any time to do the podcast. However, I'm back. If you're listening to this, I've forgotten how to speak. I haven't done a podcast for so long. If you're listening to this on the day that it's coming out, it is Monday, the 1st of August. And you have 2 episodes today. You have this one from me, and one from the lovely Lucy Selby, which is straight after this one. But if you want, go and listen to Lucy first. It's up to you. All up to you. You don't have to listen to me first just because I'm in this order. And some of you may be listening to this on YouTube. I am actually posting the videos from when I have guests onto YouTube. But when it's just me, I can see myself on the Zoom, but I'm not actually looking at the camera. I'm looking at the microphone. So I'm not going to post the videos of me just yet, but you will be able to listen to the podcasts on YouTube, and I'm going to put all of them on there. So if you love YouTube, all the podcasts are going to be on there now too. So, pick and choose. Where do you want to listen to me? Spotify? Maybe. Apple? Maybe. YouTube? Maybe. But can I please ask? please. I'm going to say it one more time. Please subscribe. If you listen to this every week, I know on Apple and Spotify you can I think on Spotify you have to follow the podcast, and on Apple literally go to the screen, there's a little plus sign, press that, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, because it just makes me get seen by more people. And this is why I had to come back to the podcast. I love doing this because, and actually it was after I finished recording the last ones that a wonderful woman got in touch with me. And I know there's more of you out there than this. A wonderful woman got in touch with me and has joined my membership for businesses, the Vivi Club, because of this podcast. So I know you're listening to this thinking, she sounds all right. Maybe she can help me. Maybe I can. But listen on first. Don't make the decision straight away. But if you have just come across this podcast, my name is Claire. I haven't even said that, have I? But my name's Claire Hill, and I am the host of this podcast, No Rest for the Vivid. It is called No Rest for the Vivid because I have a group of businesses called, I have No Rest for the Vivid podcast. I have the Vivid Club, which is coaching, mentoring, and a membership for business owners. And I have Vivid Wire, where it all started. Vivid Wire is, they're all really my children. If you run a business, you know what I mean. But Vivid Wire is where it all started, and it began on a day where I just wanted to remember who I was after having my son Jackson. And he was only about, I don't think he was 3 months old. He might have been very close to 3 months old. And I remember I had some wire in my massive craft box from making everything for my wedding, because I'd use a lot of wire in that. And I thought, what could I make? And the rest is history. And I love it. And I still make regularly. The reason why I stopped the podcast for a little while is because I worked on a huge commission for a hotel in Zurich, and I'm yet to see photos. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think it arrived and they thought, this is going to be a pain in the ass to install. I did tell them it had to go, it was massive. It was 5 meters long and 1.5 meters in height. I'm 1.53 meters tall, so it was basically as tall as me when it was finished. And I knew it was, I did very good instructions. I should have gone over there really and put it up myself. But anyway, I'm telling that story to myself, but I'm sure it's up there somewhere because it was really, really goddamn good. I was very proud of it. But do you know what? The most important thing that I learned from that commission, I'm very grateful. They still paid me and everything, even if they haven't used it. If you're listening to this, you know about this. Can you find out? I am going to go to this hotel. As you can see, I have emailed them and I haven't had an email back. But the hotel is like £400 a night. So it's on the list. It's on the list to go. But the reason I'm so proud of it was because of how much resistance I felt doing that piece. And what I mean by resistance is these barriers that we get when we're out of our comfort zone. And I had huge imposter syndrome. I recently, literally on Tuesday, last Tuesday, I delivered a workshop inside the Vivid Club membership about making friends with your imposter syndrome. And I've not even pivoted. I haven't changed anything inside the Vivid Club because it was already like it. But I am focusing on supporting business owners that have experienced some adverse life events or trauma, because we might not even be aware that it can negatively impact our businesses, but it can also really positively impact our businesses. And that's the work I'm going to be doing. So the podcast episodes from now on, it's not about talking about the bad things that happen, because I'm not a trained counsellor, I'm not a trained therapist. But what I do know is about trauma-informed support. I've got a master's degree in it, and I'm very passionate about the way that individuals who have experienced trauma, severe loss, bouts of depression, anxiety, all of these things that can really impede your life, how they may learn differently and how they may need a different kind of support, which is all about community, peer support. And I'm really, really, really proud of the community that I've built inside the Vivid Club. And actually, it goes out to the warriors inside there who really have taken ownership of building a community too. So if you're listening to this and you're in the Vivid Club membership, thank you. And I know I say it a lot, but I am so grateful for you all. So building a community to support people. And I realised my why, and I'm going to come back around to imposter syndrome in a minute, but my why of helping people, because I love making money, like really love making money. And the reason and I'm not scared to say that out loud. And I used to feel a bit like, I don't know if I like making money. Of course I love making money, but it's the impact of making money, of how I can support other people by making money. Because the more money I make, the more people I can help who have had similar situations to me. And then I can help them make more money, and then they can help more people. So it's like that pay it forward holiday, pay it forward film. Is Tom Hanks in it? I don't think Tom Hanks is in it. But the Hayley, bugger, I've forgotten his last name. I want to say Hayley Bobbin. It's not Hayley Bobbin, but the boy from Sixth Sense, yeah, that boy is in the Pay It Forward film. Find it and watch it. It's a bit of a tearjerker, but that kind of essence of paying forward the kindness and the joy that you learn to help. That's why I do it. So I'm helping people find joy in their lives, find that warrior energy, despite the trauma and adverse life events that they've experienced, and make loads of money, build their business, because you need to build something that you are proud of. We don't need anyone else to be proud of us. We need to be proud of ourselves. So that's my mission, to help people. And because when I was thinking about my why, I love helping business owners. And if you haven't experienced, there are some people in the Vivid Club membership who haven't experienced any trauma and adverse life events, and still the way that I teach really suits them, because the way I teach as well and operate the membership can also suit individuals who have dyslexia, who have ADHD, ASD, because of the way that the workshops and the lessons and the support is made, it can actually suit you too. So if you've got ADHD or anything like that, your superpowers are going to be magnified inside the Vivid Club membership. So, because I think as well, going through trauma and adverse life events is a bit of a superpower too, because all we need to do is appreciate the strength that we actually got through it. We're on the other side. And sometimes it feels like we're not on the other side because our brains play tricks on us and make us think horrible things. And this is going back to the imposter syndrome. So I was sitting there, I literally, and I'm going to be really vulnerable now, but I also don't want to edit this podcast because that is not efficient. It's summer holidays, by the way. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm not editing, and if I needed to move my legs, so sorry if you could hear that. Where was I? Imposter syndrome. So there was one point when I was making, and seriously, the imposter syndrome was so horrible. The doubts in my head that I was ever going to get this finished was so loud. I actually just sat in the corner and cried of my office, just literally sat on the floor in the corner and cried. And I cried and cried and cried. I did a live on Instagram about this. So I might actually do a little short podcast about this, about, it's all right to cry. It's actually a really good place to start. So I had a good cry. And then I went to, I didn't go anywhere actually. I was just still sitting there. I was crying and I thought, am I really going to let this work? What? And I just said to myself, why do I feel so much imposter syndrome? What is it that is making me feel so rubbish right now that I can't do it? And I realised it was because of I didn't feel that my instructions were going to be detailed enough. And then I worked out how to do it. Just sitting there, after I'd had the cry, I thought, right, here's my solution. So the problem was I was feeling really shit and the imposter syndrome and the doubts were getting really loud. I worked out why they were being really loud and the essence of and the root cause of it all, which was the instructions and something else. Which, you think about it, it's like sometimes you need to realize, oh goodness, you haven't done that part as good as you'd hoped to do it. Then I figured out a solution, and then I was like, I can do this. And it is just about making friends with that imposter syndrome. Now, if I have doubts and imposter syndrome, I sit with it and I make friends. And I did a whole workshop inside the Vivid Club membership. And if you join, by the way, obviously I'm going to sell the Vivid Club membership to you because you could get some real good help. I mean, you just ignore me if you're not a business owner. But it's a really, really good membership. I'm very proud of it. The training is the bollocks. And it's on Tuesday, the whole workshop was about making friends with your imposter syndrome. And the thing is that I believe that we need to make friends with those horrible things that have happened to us, that imposter syndrome, those doubts. We need to make friends with it. I taught everyone how to give it a name, because it sits there and you think, oh, I've got to hide away. Oh, hide it, put it in a box, put it in a box. It's not going anywhere. By the way, all the trauma I've gone through, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm just like, hello, how are you, mate? Oh, are you my horrible feelings? Are you my horrible thoughts? Now, listen, let's take a bit of care out of you for you, because you do need some care. You need looking after. I'm just going to listen for a minute. Yeah, that's right, doubts. Yes, I know. I feel a bit shit about that too. But I've actually found a solution to that doubt. Yes, I have. So thanks very much for letting me know, Fear. Thanks very much, all of you horrible things sitting in the corner. Thanks very much. But I'm going to do it despite all of you. All right. Thanks. I hope that made sense, that little skit. But yeah, that is imposter syndrome, making friends with it. And I feel that making friends with it and really listening and recognizing that everyone goes through it, by the way. And it doesn't mean you're a failure if you have imposter syndrome. If you're listening to this, there is no doubt in my mind that at one point in your life, you've suffered imposter syndrome. Not a doubt in my mind. Also, that you doubt that you can do stuff. And that is absolutely normal. And the reason we struggle is that we feel that to be a business owner, we have to have everything right. And I know, even Stephen Bartlett says it. all of those amazing people say, you know, I have doubts. I'm a normal human being. Doesn't mean you're inadequate. You're not inadequate. And actually, sometimes you might be a little bit inadequate, but find support. Don't hide away from it. Go, right, I'm inadequate in this area. I need support. For example, for me, I am inadequate at being visible. And I know you think, well, she's on a podcast, she's on bloody Instagram every day, but I want to write a book and I want to push this podcast to more listeners. So share it as well if you're listening. Just send the episode to somebody. They might enjoy it. But I need to be more visible and I need to have a PR plan and I need to be consistent. I am inadequate at being consistent. I'm getting so much better, but I need to be more consistent. So I go, right, what can I do? Oh, look, there's a course there. I'm going to do that course and I'm going to actually do all the homework. I'm going to be consistent with showing up. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get that shit done. And then, you know, I'm not going to be as inadequate anymore. But we have to grow all the time. You can't grow unless you're learning. And to learn, there's going to be a tiny bit of you that's inadequate that you're actually going to get over that. And then I'm going to get through all of those stages and think, oh, I'm a little bit inadequate in that part of my skills. I've not got that skill. There's a bit of a gap there. Right, I'm going to go and seek support and get that done. So all of our doubts and imposter syndrome can make us strong. But going back to the trauma informed, I'm going to do a longer episode all about what trauma informed support is. But the summary right now is that the coaching and mentoring and the support I give in the membership, the Vivid Club, is all about supporting business owners that have got this drive inside of them. They've started this business and think, oh my God, I just really want to have that freedom. And then you realise that you work even more hours, but still, you can work when you want, can't you, I suppose? I feel like there's a bit of a caveat to that. You can work when you want, but I feel really pleased. I've got a business now that I can take my son to school when he starts school, and I'm not going to miss any plays. Like I wouldn't have been able to do that before. So we go through these horrible things. We build a business, and then we beat ourselves up because these horrible things happen to us instead of using that energy to transform into warrior energy. And that's what I do inside the Vivid Club membership. I talk to all the members, and say, when they come up with a problem, we identify what the worry is, we flip it, reframe those thoughts, work out things like solutions, and we work on our warrior energy toolkit every single day. Without fail, no negotiation. And it is so imperatively important. And the other thing is recognizing that you come first. And I've said this before on the podcast, and people don't, well, actually, no one said to me, oh, that's terrible. But my energy has to be my priority above anything else, apart from the very basic needs of my son to make sure he's watered, fed, and not sitting in his own poo. Not that he would. He's not. Oh, God. I wish sometimes I wasn't. No, look at me self-deprecating. So I'm going to make sure that he's not going to sit in his own poo, as in, help him to go to the toilet. He's potty trained. Anyway, back on it. My warrior energy, my energy is paramount and of importance. And there's never something I regret. So say sometimes part of my toolkit is writing 3 sides of A4, going for a walk. I've been going for a walk every day for 2 weeks. And the amount of energy I have is amazing, to the point where I've actually dropped like 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. I used to drink about 4 cups a day, which is actually not too much really. But now some days I'm only drinking 2, which means then I'm sleeping better and able to get up earlier for my walk. It is a never ending circle of joy. But I tell you what, not every morning do I want to get up and do it, but I never regret it once I'm there. Once I take that step outside, I never regret it. And I do have to go before everyone's up. I don't know how I'm going to do that in the dark, because I'm a little bit scared of the dark, but I'm going to transform that warrior energy about the dark into a warrior energy and get that energy from my walk. But yeah, I've lost my thread. So I'm going to end this episode there. There's a couple of things I want to tell you about though. Number 1, there's a few free gifts if you look on my website. If you go to the vividclub.co, that's the website, thevividclub.co.uk. On the top banner, it says sign up for some free gifts. Go and treat yourself. There's a training on there. There's an ebook. There's a how-to guide, and I'm only going to leave it up there for another couple of weeks. So if you're listening to this now, fantastic, but I'm actually changing it and only going to have one free gift. So go and fill your boots, go and get all those free gifts now. Also, if you are a business owner, for the whole of August, I am giving free support in a pop-up Facebook group called Warrior Boss Mums. And it's all about running a business and being a mum through the summer, because we have these businesses to be flexible for our children if you've got children, and then they aren't in school for 6 weeks or not with their childminder or in the nursery for 6 weeks, and you're like, shit, I've got to look after this kid and run my business. So that starts Monday. Well, that starts today if you're listening today, and you can join at any time. You don't have to join on the 1st of August, but I would recommend, to get the most out of it, you do, because it's daily prompts, and it is literally 5 minutes a day, every weekday until I really need this date. I'm going to have to look on my phone while I'm talking, because I keep forgetting the date that I finish it on. Hold on. The 26th of August, just before bank holiday, Monday. So it's running from the 1st of August until the 26th of August, and it is literally 5 minutes of daily prompts. Sometimes it won't even be 5 minutes. Sometimes it'll be a live, sometimes it'll be a little task, a little challenge, but really small, but that moves stuff along in your business. So you don't get all the mum guilt and you don't get all the business guilt. So, and the reason I'm doing it is because I needed it for myself, and I was going to plan the whole thing myself. And then I thought, I could share this. So that's why I'm doing it. So I'm going to just summarize here for you. As this is the first podcast back, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk for that long. And I have, as usual. So, but you've missed me, obviously. So the first thing is the podcasts are back. Oh, and I didn't say this. The episode's going to be 2 episodes a week. So on a Monday, so next Monday, you'll have a little short episode. And that is literally your motivation for the week, to just spur you on, get you in the mood for work and getting stuff done. Then on a Thursday, it will be a longer episode, and that's going to alternate between solo episodes from me, where I'm going to be teaching you techniques and strategies to move your business forward. And what's the other one? And guests who are also going to be sharing their wonderful inspirational stories. And they're all vivid and bold bosses, definitely. They're going to be sharing their stories, but also you're going to learn a little bit from that as well. All of it's going to go onto YouTube. And you've obviously got this podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please share. All right, I'm back. There's the episode. I wasn't going to do like season 2, but I feel like I need to. Well, we'll see what I decide. You'll find out whether this is episode 28 or season 2, episode 1. Okay. Have a wonderful week. Please let me know what you think of the episode. Please share it everywhere. I know I've said that about 5 times already. Share, 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 and share. The biggest support that you can give me, if you like what I give, share it, because there's going to be someone else out there who needs to hear what I say, and that's what's important. It's about helping as many people as possible. All right, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother Phil Vidler.